All right, England. And again, I wanted to thank you for doing this. And, as someone that's a licensed real estate agent and also knows the ins and outs of wholesaling, what I'd really like to do is just get your opinion, whatever it is, on how we can, as wholesalers, communicate most effectively with a real estate agent and start to break down that wall of wholesalers are bad.
Yeah, I think that a really big thing is letting them know that you're not trying to either take their business and cut them out the deal, right? They think that if you bring, if the wholesaler is the one that actually brings the buyer, then they'll, kind of go through the back door and try to, cut them out. Instead, you're saying, hey, you can still get both sides of this commission. I'm trying to help you out as an agent. I'm helping myself out, and I'm also helping, your seller out here. So I think just letting them know that that no one's trying to cut them out, and that even though they may hold the license or whatever, that you're just as professional and you do as much business as they do.
So is that a triggering statement for a realtor if we let them know out the gate, hey, we are not trying to cut you out the deal, quite the opposite. We can even help cover your commission to make sure you get paid. Is that something that would like make a real estate agent's ears perk up like, oh, really? Kind of deal?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually just did it the other day because I was doing some stuff on Deal Sniper, and I brought up the fact like, hey, I'm not trying to cut you out the deal. You can still get both sides of this. And as soon as I said that, it was just like a switch, right? So I think it's just a way to for them to let that guard down and say, just let them know, like, you're not trying to cut anybody out here. We're just trying to do what's best for everybody and get this deal done.
And in your opinion, and I know everyone's, mode is a little different, but in your opinion, if someone identifies that you've seen the Deal Sniper offer, if someone identifies, let's say in the letter or in the offer, by the way, I'm a wholesaler, not trying to cut you out the deal. I will bring my buyers. You can still get both sides, no problem. Do you think that's beneficial?
I definitely think it's beneficial, especially if you're going to come off the bat and say that you're a wholesaler. I would I would definitely follow that up with letting them know that you're not trying to cut them out the deal, and that there's still a way for them to get both sides of the deal and get their commission, however that may be. Because as soon as you say, for some reason, as soon as you say you're a wholesaler, there are a lot of agents who are like, oh, no, we don't want to work with you. And that's exactly what happened to me the other day. Is they're like, oh, we don't want to work with wholesalers, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to cut you out. You can still make your commission. And so I think that as soon as, if you do say you're a wholesaler, which I do think it's a good thing to, be pretty transparent and say, but let them know that, hey, you're not trying to cut them out and that we can all still work together here.
And is that the terminology that realtors use? If we say that to a realtor in California all the way to New York City, hey, I'm not trying to cut you out the deal, they all universally know what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. And then let's touch on a little bit when some of the rules, because a lot of people don't understand the rules that you guys have as real estate agents. A lot of questions that I get or complaints. They'll say, oh, the real estate agent, just shot the deal down. I don't even think they showed it to their seller. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys have a responsibility to your clients to try and get them the best deal. And then you also have conversations with them at the time of listing, like, hey, what if someone's offers seller finance? What if someone offers this? What if someone offers that? Do you have those conversations to where if you get an offer on a particular property, oh yeah, we already talked about that, they're not going to take that deal?
Yeah, absolutely. You have those conversations. You have those ahead of time in the pre-listing stages, right? Where you're saying, hey, is this seller financing deal something that you would accept? Because that's something, that would go in like the MLS and in the descriptions and things like that. So you do have those conversations ahead of time, but I'm also, and I can't speak for all, but our job, like you said, is to bring them the best deal and to present all deals, right? So to me, even if we have that kind of conversation to say, hey, we're not going to accept this, I still feel that it's my job to say, hey, I know you don't want to accept this, but I did receive this, I did receive this offer. So I do want to just let you know and present it to you. Because you never know when when the listing has been sitting for a while, you never know what kind of situation someone's actually in and what they may be willing to accept 3 months down the road versus what they would accept, that 3 months previous.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. And then I guess my last question, speaking of homes that have been listed for a long time. Now, I'm not talking about homes that are demolished or need a lot of work or have, fire damage or anything like that, but just a regular kind of dated but still decent home. What would be the reason why and in general, obviously, but what would be the reason why a home would be on market for 90 plus days, 100, 180 plus days?
Oh, it's price. Almost every time it's always price, right? Um, because if it wasn't, someone would pick it up. All
Gotcha.
comes back to price.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what we thought. I mean, when I talk to people who, have their homes listed like for sale by owners is something big that I do, and even talking to realtors, I always tell them and I make an assumption and I say, hey, look, a lot of times when I come across properties that have been listed this long, it's usually one or two things. There's something catastrophically wrong with it that's not in the listing, and then someone will walk the property and find it, or it's listed for too high.
Yep.
You would say that's an accurate statement.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, is there anything that you'd like to add to any new wholesalers that are joining and they're going to be working with realtors or using Deal Sniper? Any advice you want to give them out the gate so they don't burn any bridges?
I would just say, I understand that there's definitely, I don't even want to just say agents, but just people in general that, may come off rude or whatever the case is. But I think that, if you're able to build a good wholesale real estate agent relationship, you can't really lose there. So just always try to come off, super professional and, try to make those connections as well as you can. So it's all about connections. And I've always been told it's, more of who more so than what you know. So definitely just try to make the connections.
And if we come across a realtor that, let's just say, is, you see, I don't know if you see all the screenshots, but there's a lot of screenshots that I'll get, realtor responses where they're calling the wholesale, hey, you're a clown. This is ridiculous. This is, whatever, something not very nice.
Right.
I always tell all of our agents to respond and say, hey, look, here's the offer. It's good for 30 days. If anything changes in that time, let me know. We're interested. Good luck. And then move on.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that that's the best course of action, or is there something else that we could say to trigger, like, hey, this is not a joke offer. If you don't like the numbers, that's one thing, but we're negotiable. Is there any kind of realtor term that you would say would help that kind of follow up, or would you say just pass on that person completely?
I mean, it all kind of depends on how much time you want to put in. You don't want to put in, a ton of time into someone that you're probably not going to get the deal done, right? So you don't want to be spinning your wheel on the same people. But I do think it's sometimes good to kind of back it up with, maybe some facts on some comps or, whatever the case is, just to show that, hey, I am a professional in this as well. I do know what I'm talking about. This isn't a joke offer. This is a true offer. So I would say, maybe off the bat, just come in and kind of just show some of the facts and maybe comps and things like that. And then after that, if they're still, still adamant on this isn't going to work, then just let it be and move on. You'll find a new lead out there.
Gotcha. 100% agree. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course. So no, I appreciate you and all the help that the community has brought. So thank you.
No problem. And at this time, I'm still recording, but I can edit this part. I'd like to give you, if you want it, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of newbies. If you want it, do you want to plug what agency you're at, how wholesalers can bring you deals? Do you want to put yourself out there like that, or do you want to just keep it the way that it was?
Yeah, I can plug that in if that works.
Absolutely. So tell me how wholesalers in the community can help you, because this interview obviously is going to be a big help to them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I work in, I'm licensed in Florida, primarily South Florida. So if you guys got any, I work with a ton of investors, and that's kind of why I got into the wholesaling side. So if you guys got anything, off market that you think is a great deal, send it over. I would love to, help all of us out, right? And if you guys are looking for anything in the South Florida area and have any offers that come up and I have any listings, I'm good to put in a good word for you guys as well.
Awesome. So just to make sure I'm on the same page, for an example, because some of the newer people may not 100% understand the lingo that you just used. If we have a property that we sell, and let's say, we get under contract and it's a cash deal and the house is a little messed up, we sell it to that buyer, we get our assignment fee, and then tell that buyer, hey, after you flip this property, I've got a real estate agent that will list it for you. And then that's when we can bring you in.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks again. I absolutely appreciate it. This was a great conversation. Definitely, I'm sure you helped a lot of people understand kind of what wholesale or real estate agents have to deal with when working with bad wholesalers and how to not do that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you.